I want to bring up to you about tune-ups on vehicles nowadays. It's not like it was in the old days where you had your cap, rotor, wires, points, condenser, all that. That's all gone now. You still do have wires on there, but most of the cars nowadays end up coming in with just a plug and a coil over it, which means there is a coil over the plug that fires it, individual coils. This is what they call a coil. This actually goes on top of the plug itself. There's no wires or anything. It just goes right on top, and that's what fires the plug itself. One thing I just want to bring to your attention, I know your manuals on some of these vehicles say change your plugs at 100,000 miles. Please don't wait that long. What ends up happening is the plug ends up freezing into the head itself, and you can't get them out. Then you end up looking at big money to get those out of there. So have them pulled out of there, at least checked, you know, around the 50,000 mark. Also, very important, saves on gas. I know gas isn't as expensive as it was a year ago. Have your air filter checked. Change your fuel filter at least once a year anyways. Because what happens, we're in New England, they rust up and you can't get them off of there. And a fuel filter is something that you can't heat up to take off. So that's one thing you want to do, is at least once a year change a fuel filter on there. Every time you have an oil change, have them check that air filter. That will save you money in the long run.
Now, Sean, I know one of the things I hate to change is my tires. What can I do to get more life out of my tires?
Well, the main thing is you want to do, of course, is your balance, your rotate, and your alignment. As you see with this tire right here, this guy is right down to his wear bars on here. As in changing your tires, or I should say rotating your tires on there. If you're doing more city driving, you should do it probably every other oil change. If you're doing highway miles, every third oil change, 10,000 miles around there, you will double the life of your tires. Also, at least once a year, of course you know the roads are horrible around here in New England. Have your alignment at least check once a year. Not only to make sure that it's still in alignment, this way your technician can actually lube up the tie rod ends. This way they don't freeze and you have to change them if you wait like 5 years to do an alignment on there.
Now, Sean, what about tire pressure?
Oh, that's very important. That's something that you could actually do at home. You know, check your tire pressure on a regular basis on there. One thing that you don't want to do is let a tire get low. You're not going to have the control in your car, and you can actually destroy your tire with it being low on there. Usually when we do an alignment on there, or I should say all the time when we do an alignment, a rotator, even an oil change here, we check your tire pressure. That's very, very important.
Well, thank you, Sean. You definitely opened my eyes today about what needs to be done to a vehicle to make it last twice as long, at least.
And if you don't have a tire pressure gauge at home, just stop into any your local mechanic and have them check it for you. Even if you feel like it's a little low itself and it's not, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Awesome. That's great.
And we're here with Jay Fournier from Lottie's Jeep, and we thought we'd come down and say hello after the all-topless day, at the Go Topless Day in Lancaster last weekend. Jay, how are you?
I'm doing great, Sue. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Tell me a little bit about some of the dealerships closing. I heard on the news. How has that impacted you guys?
That's the million-dollar question. And the truth is that it hasn't impacted us at all. There was 12 dealerships that received an unfortunate letter in Massachusetts this past week, and Chrysler is making some decisions at this point to bring dealerships together and allowing us to be more competitive in the marketplace. And fortunately, we received a very positive letter saying that they'd like us to continue with them. So we're very happy about that.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I'm sure you've got a lot of good customers in this area. So
well, we've been around a long time. This is our 81st year actually that we've been at this location. So
wow.
50 years with Jeep.
That's a long time. That's awesome.
Not myself, though.
Oh, right.
As you probably imagine.
You look a little young for
Thank
that,
you very
might I
much.
add. Yeah,
I'm glad.
sure. So tell me, what are some of the hot new models of Jeeps you have? I'm not a Jeep enthusiast myself, but I'd love to learn more about it.
Well, we'll change that.
Okay.
Well, you mentioned the event that they just had a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
where actually about over 300 Jeep owners came to show off their Jeeps. And first of all, I think it's really exciting to be a Jeep dealership. I mean, we could have sold many different types of products, but the enthusiasm that comes with Jeep owners is really astounding. I mean, this is an event that there's been some marketing for, but to imagine that over 360 different people came in on a weekend to do that. And we have 7 different products over here now. It used to be just a few, but we have everything from high gas mileage over 30 miles per gallon to the go anywhere, do anything, historic Jeep Wrangler that's been around, the authentic Jeep for years and years and years. So,
What would be a good starter Jeep for me? Something that's like a little sassy, kind of, young and hip. What would you recommend for me?
well, everybody loves a Jeep Wrangler, of course. They have the two-door, they have the four-door, they have soft tops, they have hard tops, they have dual tops. You can go off-road with it. You can go through the snow with it, which is great in this area, which is very popular. Of course, it's also a great summer vehicle, too. So you get the best of both worlds. You get to where you want to go in the summer with the top off, have some fun, and in the winter you definitely get to work, which may not be a great thing all the time, but it is something you can do.
Excellent. What kind of Jeep is this right here? The Liberty?
This is the Jeep Liberty, actually. They started making the Jeep Liberty back in 2002, and this is the newer body style, which the Jeep Liberties have great results. It's been the #1 selling SUV in its segment.
Really?
Which is a really awesome thing. And this one doesn't have it particularly, but you can even get these in a convertible format where there's a sky slider that goes for the full length of the roof all the way back and all the way forward, which is, again, it's kind of part of what Jeep's interested in making these vehicles fun.
Fun and stylish and good for all age ranges.
We could use a lot of fun in this day and age, with everything going on. So.
Yeah.
And that's how Chrysler's segmented. They expect that people who want a Chrysler are going to be looking for something with prestige, that side of things. The Dodge is the horsepower, and the Jeep is just have fun and go anywhere you want, anytime you want. And that's the product that we sell.
Awesome. Jay, what do you perceive the future to be for the new Chrysler? What does that entail? What does the new Chrysler really mean?
That's an excellent question, by the way. And everybody probably wonders what that question, or the answer to that question. And the truth is, there's been a lot of conversation about it. The one thing that I hold that is really, really exciting is the fact that now 55% of our company is going to be owned by the employees of this company, their pension plans. And so what that means to you and I and everybody else who's interested in buying the cars is that the people who are building these cars are going to really care about what they build. Because their future depends on what they build. And to me, that's one of the most important things for customers to understand, that someone who is involved in the process doesn't want to check out early because they have a great weekend they're looking forward to, but they really are going to care about the product quality. Bringing down to the fact that they're trying to bring the dealerships to a little bit smaller level, doesn't really affect the consumer too much, to be honest with you. But with Fiat becoming involved too, is excellent because they have a lot of incentives to get this company to be a better company. They're not going to get a full control until they bring us 40 mile per gallon vehicles or bring us new technology and those types of things. So on the inside, it's actually very exciting to see where this company is going to be going. The way that the companies work, the United Auto Workers, in some sense, they didn't really have a brand loyalty necessarily. You would see Ford employees at the plant driving Chrysler products or driving foreign products or whatever, because they didn't have a vested interest in it. And that, to me, didn't really make a lot of sense, but now they're going to have an extreme vested interest in the company. And so there's going to be even more sales because all the employees are going to buy the product. So that's something that's exciting, I think.
10 years from now, where do you think the company's going to be?
The future, to me, I think it's exciting, and I think that we're investing in America and investing in American jobs.
Yeah, we need to look homeward right now instead of looking outside the U.S. I definitely agree on that. Well, thank you, Jay. I so
Thanks,
appreciate
Sue.
your time.
I appreciate
Great
it.
talking
Thanks
with
for
you.
coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care.